Hi everyone, my name is Deirdre Garrity Benjamin, and I will be your instructor for this intense 3.5 week course. So while it does say it's a 4-week course, in reality it's about 3.5 weeks. So it does require a significant amount of effort to excel in this course. So I just want to give that caveat before we get started. This is environmental conservation and it is over a winter term period. So we try and cover 15 weeks worth of work in about 3.5 weeks. This means there's going to be a substantial amount of writing and work due during this 3.5 week time period in order for you to receive those 3 credits of value for the course. So that's one thing you want to make sure you consider, that this is over a winter holiday period where there are, if you celebrate Christianity or you celebrate Hanukkah, this will conflict, or even Kwanzaa and other holidays, this will conflict with those celebrations. Also, if you're into New Year's, this will conflict with those celebrations as well. So you want to make sure that you leave ample amount of time to complete your work over this 3.5 week period. So I just want to kind of give you a little overview of how the course runs so that you have some basis for submittals, etc. as we move through. So this is the home page of the course, and this is where you'll see me. I'll have this video right under here, and the syllabus is here. Make sure you read the syllabus in full before you start the course from front to back. There is an outline on the last page of the syllabus which will give you all the due dates in this course. You can also, of course, follow along on the modules, but I'm going to give you a little tidbit about that coming up. So this homepage tells you exactly what's due and how I have everything set up. The syllabus can be found under this link. This is the grades link, so this will have all of your grades. I try within a couple days have everything graded and back to you so you know where you stand, because it is 3.5 weeks. I grade all of the submittals as quick as I possibly can. And your grades is a running tab, so you'll be able to see where you are at every point in this course. And then you have your Starfish Connect, which is really how we flag you in the system if you're not submitting work, etc. The major button that we're going to use is this modules tool over here, which gives you the layout of the course. If you need to email me, this is a great way to email me. While I know it says that I have all these emails, I actually have all my emails go to my email account at the college so that I can respond to you right away. So make sure if you want to contact me, you contact me through Canvas, not from your CCP email. This way I know who you are, I know what course you're attached to, I know what question you're asking, or maybe if you're asking a question to a specific actual assignment, I'll know exactly what you're referencing at the time. So this is the modules tool here. And this is really where all the information you're going to find for the semester is. This is the course information page. It gives you instruction for the course, how to use the grades tab. So if you're not clear, there's a video link on that. There are directions for the initial post and the response post, how to submit it. This is a submit a discussion post in case you've never taken an online course before. This Word document gives you screenshots of how to do that. And then, of course, every single one of our initial posts and response posts requires in-text citations as well as proper MLA formatting at the end of the post of the sources that you used, and this document will help you with that. A couple important notes that you want to take from this session here is that this is always open and available to you, so make sure you use it. The directions for initial post and response post, you need to make sure you read those before you make your first 2 initial posts and response posts. I want to make sure that you're clear on something here, is that on this home page over here, you'll see sometimes coming up will give you some calendar dates. Please don't use that, and the reason for that is that in this class, all of our initial posts are due by Wednesday each week, and our response posts are due by Friday. If you just use this here, it's going to show you a Friday due date. What's going to happen is that for those posts, the discussion posts, you're going to miss that Wednesday deadline, because it's not going to have a Wednesday deadline and then a Friday deadline. It's just going to have one deadline which says Friday. But in reality, you have initial posts are due by Wednesday. And the reason for that is the fact that if I give everyone just the same due date for initial posts and response posts, everyone waits till the last minute to submit their post, and then people can't make response responses. So this is why we have those staggered due dates for your discussion post. So one thing you always want to remember is that initial posts are always due by Wednesday each week, response posts by Friday. Quizzes and exams are due by Sunday. If you look here under session 1, you'll see that we're going to cover 2 things under session 1, Introduction and Tragedy of the Commons. You'll have lecture PowerPoints here, on my lecture notes to the PowerPoint presentation that goes along with the chapter reading. If there is no chapter reading, you'll see I've made PowerPoints, and then you have my lecture notes under that. You also have additional readings here. So you'll have additional readings for each session. Those readings will help you answer forum questions, and here are your forum questions. You also have a quiz due the first week, and if you look here, there's already a review for your midterm exam, because at the end of the second week you have your midterm exam due in this class. You'll see in week 2, we cover ethics, economics, policy, consumption, and sustainability. You'll see here are lecture notes that go along. I can't seem to find my lecture notes for chapter 17, waste. If I have time, I'll make up a video lecture notes for those. If not, there are notes under, if you open the PowerPoint presentation in actual PowerPoint, underneath of each slide, there are notes there. I just haven't had a chance to make those video lectures yet. You may also notice that when you look at the video lectures, the chapter number might be a little bit different than the chapter that you're currently using in your textbook. Please just disregard that information. The textbook chapters are properly cited on it, but inside the video you might actually see a little bit of a different number. Please don't worry about that. It's not going to throw off the information that you've been given throughout this course this semester. And you'll see here in week 2, you have tons of reading you have to do, plus you have your midterm exam, and you have 2 discussion posts due. You'll have initial post due by Wednesday, response post due by Friday. Then you actually see you have your midterm exam. Your midterm exam is actually all of the questions that are on that midterm exam review. So you have time to prepare. So it's not like you're going to have different types of questions, but you'll have time to type out those answers. And then really the midterm is copying and pasting that information in. There'll be more to come on that as we move through the course. In week 3, you'll see you have 2 discussion posts and 3 quizzes due, and then you see the review for the final. And the following week actually ends on a Friday, not on a Sunday. The course actually ends on the 11th. So you'll see you'll have 2 discussion posts due, initial posts due by Wednesday, response posts due by Friday, and you have your final exam. So lots to do in a short period of time. I want to make it clear that if you look here for the session 1 and session 1, you have to make an initial post for this forum as well as a response post. You also have to make an initial post and a response post due for this. So make sure, and then in week 2, you also have an initial post due for this and a response post, as well as an initial post due for consumption and waste and a response post. You don't pick one, you actually have to do them both. So make sure that you are complying with those requirements for this course. If you open up the introduction forum post, you'll actually see that you get to choose from one of 6 questions. Typically we have 36 students in these classes, so the reason that I do this is because if I give this one question and all 36 students answer it, then what happens is we have the same information copied over and over again. And in order to alleviate plagiarism and copying from other students, you choose one of 6 questions. So you'll answer one of these 6 questions. Once the 6th person has answered that question, you no longer can answer that question anymore. And so students say to me, oh, well, but I was typing up my answer and someone else responded and now I'm the 7th person. Well, then if you log into the system and see that 6 people have already answered a question or 5 people have already answered one of the questions, then choose one that less people have answered, and then this way you won't run into that problem. You'll see that a lot of people are drawn to the same questions because they think those questions are easy to answer. What they don't realize is that they have to read all the information in the sessions and kind of use that information in their posts. So a lot of times when students pick one question and they think, oh, this is easy to answer, then numerous people answer that question. Stay away from those. Answer another question. You'll all have the information available to you. Another thing is the quizzes that we have due throughout the semester. So we'll have 3 quizzes due. You can see 3 quizzes here. and you'll have a quiz up here for the introduction. The quizzes actually just relate to the chapter readings, so they don't relate to the additional readings that I give you, so make sure you zero in on the chapter reading when you're trying to take those quizzes. I highly suggest that you read the chapter once, you go back, and then you kind of put some notes in there because it is open book. You put some notes throughout the chapter, and then you take the quiz. This way you kind of know where to flip in the chapter to be able to find the answers. The quizzes, you're given 60 minutes to answer, and you have about 20 questions on them. So make sure that you use your time wisely. I don't suggest you go into the quiz blind, meaning you haven't read the chapter or you haven't gone over the PowerPoints, etc. I really suggest that you read the chapter, look over the PowerPoints, do the lectures, then take the quiz. You are given the answers to the quizzes on the Monday after the quiz is due, so you can look what answers you might have answered incorrectly, or how well you did compared to other students, etc. So that's one way you can look at the quizzes. So make sure that you are taking your quizzes. They're always due by Sunday. Remember, the midterm exam is due by Sunday. The initial posts are due by Wednesday, and the response posts are due by Friday. I have pretty strict standards and requirements for my initial post and response post, and that's why these two documents, you need to make sure you read those before you make your initial post and response post submittals. A couple just items right away, or that initial post in this class have to be at least 300 words. They have to have in-text citations. They have to have paragraphs. They cannot use I statements in them. So no I believe, or in my opinion, or I think, because this is a science class. We need to have factual basis to back up our thoughts. So this is a couple of the specific items that I see a lot that students do not comply with in the scores. The other thing is directions for a response post. Our response posts in these classes need to be at least 200 words, and they need to agree and disagree and explain why with your fellow classmates. So you can't just say, hey, Kayla, loved your post. That, unfortunately, in this class does not count as a response post. You are more than welcome to respond to any questions. So the 6-question limit only counts towards the initial post. You're more than welcome to make a response post to anybody's initial post in this class. So again, I know I went over a lot of information in here. All of this information can be found in the syllabus. You have your wonderful tools here available for your use in the course information session. Everything is put forward in all of these sessions, so the modules will be your best friend. I know it's a lot of work, but we are trying to cover 15 weeks worth of work in 3.5 weeks. So you will spend a significant amount of time in this course. Remember, the initial posts are always due by Wednesday, response posts by Friday. Make sure your initial posts are like mini papers each week, because that's really where a bulk of your grade is coming from. Of course, if you have any questions throughout the course, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. Please make sure you use your Canvas email system. You just click here. You're more than welcome to email me. If you have something specific about a specific assignment, you're more than welcome. For example, when I write comments in or grades into your posts or into your midterm exam, you're more than welcome to email me from those, or type a comment back to me in those areas. I look forward to a successful course this semester, and I look forward to experiencing this journey with you. So good luck, and remember, questions, make sure you reach out before instead of after the crisis has occurred.